When you get the apps on your phone, they give you permission to do, the app gets permission to do everything. Now, why is that? Does the app need that information to work? No. It needs that information because the purpose of the app is to collect data. Now, here's something most people don't realize, and it would be terrifying if you did. When you go to Verizon, AT&T, T-Mobile, okay, whatever cell phone company you're going with, Oxygen in London, TrueMove in Thailand, okay, Vodafone in Germany, it doesn't make any difference. The phone company makes more money off the sale of the information and private data they collect from you that belongs to you. They make more money off that than they do the purchase of the phone, the finance of the phone, if they're charging interest at all, and most don't. They make more money off that than they do your monthly cell phone plan. Shocking. Here's how it works. I'm going to give you a little quick explanation, then we're going to get into the phone. I decide that I'm going to shop for a car. I'm going to shop for a four-door Toyota or a four-door Honda. About the third click, it gets picked up. Google picks it up. Opera picks it up. Whoever, Microsoft picks it up. Doesn't make any difference. It's going to get picked up by Oracle, by Bing, by Lycos. It's going to get picked up by people you didn't even know were out there picking up stuff. And they're going to start paying attention to what you're doing. When you're searching for that car, they're not only making a note of where you're going, but they're making a note of what web page you looked at and how long you stayed on that page. When you went to that configure the car page, they're especially interested because you gave them the color, you gave them everything. But you're not really buying the car. You're not at a dealership, so it's safe. You're going to be okay. No, not really. Because they're going to take this information and they're going to sell that to Toyota or Honda at a nice price. Okay, so it's no big deal. They know I'm searching and I want to buy a car. What's the big deal? Oh, that's just the beginning, people. The next thing they do is they're going to go through and they're going to get your financial information. Well, what financial information? People, stop and think about this. You put everything through your phone. It doesn't have to stay on your phone. It just has to go through your phone and it's on a cloud. If you could go and see everything that you have that you think nobody knows about and nobody can ever find that is public record on a cloud, you would be horrified. So they're going to get your financial information. Can you afford this car? Then they're going to go look for your insurance information. Why is that? Because they want to know who your insurance is with and how much you're paying. Well, that's not on my phone. Really? Your insurance agent never sent you a confirmation thing of your policy? He never sent you a quote? I bet he did. After that, they're going to go after your health information in some cases. Why is that? Well, we want to make sure you're going to be healthy enough to make 62 or 72 months worth of payments. When they get all done with that, they're going to go after your credit information. And they don't need to pull a credit report because they probably have all they need already. And by the way, if people do want to pull a credit report, I know they have to have your permission, but it would scare you how many people will pull it without your permission. They just don't bother to tell you. Then when they get all done with that, they're going to start pulling your kids' information. Oh, wait a minute. Time out. Stop. Why would they want my kids involved? Because they want to see if you have a 17-year-old taking driver's ed or a 16-year-old taking driver's ed, a 17-year-old, 18-year-old, or 19-year-old son or daughter that's about to need a car because they want to know if you got the wherewithal to finance them, and that's part of the information package. Now they're going to bundle this little joy all up, this little information package of love that you didn't give anybody permission to take. They're going to bundle it all up, and they're going to go sell it to the highest bidder. And like I said, you hope they sell it to the right person. And they're going to sell it anywhere, $20, $200, doesn't make any difference. This information is incredibly, incredibly valuable. And you didn't give them permission to do that, did you? Oh, yes, you did. Via your cell phone and your apps. But what if something started out as a concept? What if it started out as a concept and somebody said 10 years ago, why should we allow this? This is not okay. What about if we gave people an option to keep their own data and they didn't have to sell it and nobody could claw it out and take it from them without their permission? Welcome to Clear. This is the Clear phone. This is what this is all about. Is this a phone? Yes, it's a phone, but it's far more than a phone. It's far more than a phone. Now, let me tell you a little bit about this phone. You have a cell phone. Most of us take most of our pictures on a cell phone. An iPhone has a 40 megapixel camera. It's got 3 cameras on it. This little gem has 4, and it's got a processor powerful enough to stitch those 4 cameras together to create a 108 megapixel photograph. You have never seen photographs until you've seen a photograph that comes off this sucker. It is absolutely stunning. So in terms of the camera, we'll compete with anybody out there. The next biggest thing you have is your processor. Does your phone really have some horsepower behind it? I believe the latest iPhone uses an A12 Bionic A12C, and I believe the latest Samsung uses a Snapdragon 875/1. Just saying. Okay, so the processor here is a Helios P60. It's a very, very robust processor. The second thing or third thing you're going to be concerned about is battery life. Well, here's an iPhone Pro Max. Okay, Pro Max Plus, got a 4,020 milliamp battery. There's 5,000 milliamp battery in the 620 and a battery that's bigger than that in the 420. So in terms of screen performance, resolution, in terms of battery life, in terms of overall performance, this little phone right here will hold its own against anything in the market. But that's not why you buy this phone. That's not why you buy this phone. You buy this phone so that you don't need to worry about what your phone is doing to you. You want to start paying attention to what this phone is doing for you. This is the keep you safe phone. This is the end of the data problem phone. This is to keep your kids safe. This is to keep your kids safe. This is to keep your teenage daughter from being prowled out there by somebody who's supposedly a 19-year-old kid that happens to be a 54-year-old guy. So you're buying this phone for privacy. Now, when you buy it, you are going to get a state-of-the-art phone. So let's talk about your buying experience when you go to a typical phone store. And see, these things are important. I'm not on a rabbit trail here. I don't have dementia and Alzheimer. Pay attention. We're going somewhere with this. We really are. When you go into AT&T, you go into Sprint, you go into Verizon, and you're setting up your account, they want your social security number or your unsocial insecurity number. They want your driver's license. They want to know who you are. Why is that? Because this iPhone right here is registered to you. It's registered to a legal identity, and the government has that identity. And anytime they need your records, they know exactly where to get it. Now, I'm not suggesting anybody on this phone call would do anything wrong. That's not the point. But you still want your privacy. Now, 2 days ago, I talked to a guy, and he said, Scott, he says, I'm really excited about the concept of the phone, but the privacy thing's really not important to me. And I said, I get that. What kind of phone do you have? He said, I've got a new Samsung, whatever it was, the latest, brightest Samsung phone. I said, let me see your phone for a minute. I took his phone. I said, give me your password. He said, what do you mean? I said, I need your password. He said, for what? I said, so I can get onto your phone and ask you for your password to get in your Gmail. I'm not giving you my password to get on that phone and get in my Gmail. I said, whoa, time out. Did you not just say you weren't worried about privacy? Of course you are. Of course you are. That's why you're going to buy this phone, when you understand what it does. So when you go into the phone company, that phone is registered to you. Now, when you go and you buy a clear phone, the clear phone is not registered to you because you can buy this phone. They're not asking you for your credit report. They're not asking you for your driver's license. They're not asking you for your social security number. They're asking you for a shipping address. And that could be a post office box if that's what you want. Now, why is it they don't need that? Because to ask for that would violate the very beginning and basic tenets of why you bought this phone to begin with. So who is the phone registered to? And by the way, there are 3 different phones. There is a 220, and if you can see this, notice the time, 2:20 p.m.